Hello friends of flight simulation, welcome back on board. I hope I haven't fallen into forgetfulness yet. For a long time I was not sure what to present next in a video because my favorite aircraft, TBM 900, Pilatus PC-6 Turboporter and the Beaver are still not certified for X-Plane12 and the Super Cab deserves a break. So I thought I'd give the Beechcraft Baron B58 a try. And there it is, the Baron. A fast, twin-engine private and business aircraft that seats 5 passengers in addition to the pilot. Introduced in 1961, the model is technically based on the Beechcraft Bonanza, but is currently still sold by Textron Aviation for about $1.2 million. I originally intended to make a flight to the Arlech Glacier, so I chose Sion, Switzerland as my takeoff airfield. Sion, the capital of the canton of Valais, is considered the sunniest city in Switzerland. Thanks to its central location, the small town, with a lot of culture, is also suitable as a starting point to discover the summer and winter resorts in the nearby Valais side valleys. Lima Sierra Golf Sierra has a 2,000 meters long asphalt runway 0725 and a parallel 660 meters long grass runway. Airport elevation is 1,582 feet. We are standing in the northern civilian section, and the southern section is used by the Swiss military and others. One thing in advance, I am not following published procedures this time. The aerodrome circuit I'm going to fly is not published that way, and ATC is on break during my short flight. Then we close the door to the cabin and begin the starting procedure. I spared myself an intensive study of the manual this time, so bear with me a little if I forget something or operate it incorrectly. I have already done the exterior check, so I will continue with the cockpit check. Parking brake set. Both engine starter switches off. Master switches, battery, left and right alternator off. Avionic master switch off. Prop sync off. Pitot heat and prop de-ice off. All light switches off. Both fuel boost pump off. Landing gear handle down. Cowl flaps open. Circuit breakers check all in. Fuel selectors on. Before engine start. Battery on. Fuel quantity checked. Landing gear lights 3 greens checked. Interior lights set. Beacon light on. Ready for engine start. I will start with the left engine. The left alternator is already connected. Mixture left and prop lever left full forward. Open throttle left about 50%. Switch on fuel boost pump left until fuel pressure is stable. Then switch off again. Throttle back and open about ½ inch. Propeller area left engine is free. Starter on until engine runs. Start OK. Oil pressure rises and same procedure now for right engine. The engines are purring along nicely, and I switch the avionic master and the exterior lights on. ADF, COM, nav on, and transponder VFR standby. I let the engines warm up for a few minutes at idle. The Continental IO550 engines are air-cooled 6-cylinder boxer engines with fuel injection and 300 horsepower. The engine was developed by Teledyne Continental Motors. The first IO550 was delivered in 1983 and the model is currently still being built. The engine's displacement is 9 liters. With this, the Baron reaches a maximum cruising speed of 202 knots and climbs to about 20,000 feet, which is about 6,300 meters. Fuel consumption is about 120 liters per hour and the tanks hold 735 liters. Cylinder head and oil temperatures are in the green, so I can do the engine run-up. RPM to 2000 and then magneto check on both engines. Note that the RPM drop may not exceed 200 RPM and not more than 50 RPM between the magnet on the left and the magnet on the right. The values are all in the green range. Now I check the propeller pitch control. I check the control again for free movement. Better once too much. That completes the necessary checks and I can taxi to the runway. The wind blows slightly from the west, so I have a short way to the 25. I close the cowl flaps halfway, set the transponder to alt and switch the landing lights on. Left clear, right clear, up on the runway. I don't need flaps. Throttle full forward. Keep the direction and at 85 knots I pull slightly on the yoke and take off. Positive climb, gear up. Gear is up. I reduce power to 25 inches manifold pressure and and prop to 2500 RPM. Prop sync on. Cowl flaps closed completely. I climbed to 4,000 feet pattern altitude. Right turn, and now it's getting slightly bumpy due to thermals, but that's quite normal in the mountains at this time of year and weather. Four 4,000 feet are reached. I reduce manifold pressure to 20 and propeller to 2,300 RPM. I forgot to tell you that I already leaned the mixture accordingly during the climb. Short time to relax. There are still a few minutes before we turn into the final runway 25. Then we prepare for landing. I have already reduced the power slightly to reduce speed. Gear down. Right turn for the speed reduction and descent. Runway in sight. Reduce speed further to about 100 knots and descent. Approach check. Altimeter set. Mixture full rich. Prop 2500 RPM. Cowl flaps closed. Prop sync off. Landing light on. Flaps approach. I must admit that the Baron cost cost me a lot of nerves. I only got the landing under control after many rounds in the pattern. It kept banging on the runway when I touched down. I turned many screws and soon doubted my flying skills. At some point, I found that I had to keep the power at about 85-90 knots while flying in the ground cushion, and only after touchdown with the main gear could I throttle back the engine power. From then on, I was reasonably happy with my landings as well. Hopefully, that will also work for this landing. I'd be ashamed if a lot of people were watching and I slammed the Baron ungently onto the runway. Flaps full down. So now I keep calm and concentrate fully on the approach and landing. So, that was okay for me now, and the checker next to me raises his thumb. Check flight successful. From now on, I am allowed to fly solo. Now rolled back into the general aviation area and enjoy the rest of the day in Valais. I thank you for flying with me and greet this way all who have subscribed to my channel. Recently, the Daher Kodiak Basranda was released for X-Plane12. This aircraft will definitely play the main role in my next video. Until then, I wish you all a nice summer. Until next time, bye bye.